Let me guess. You've sat in a meeting thinking, why is this so hard? I've said it clearly. And across the table, someone else is thinking exactly the same thing. So here's the truth. Communication isn't the problem. Difference is. In almost every team I work with, government, corporates, executive teams, the biggest issue isn't capability, it's miscommunication. People talking at each other, not to and with each other. And what it can look like is conflict and disengagement, or even just silence. It's usually just different styles of communication colliding. And it's exactly why I created the Bush to Boardroom Communication Codex, because in every team, everywhere, there are 4 key styles. And once you see them and know about them, you can't unsee them. The first style is the emu. They're fast, direct, future focused, and they're like, what's the point? Where are we going? What's the goal? How do we get there? If you know anything about the actual emu here in Australia, it cannot go backwards. Its legs just aren't built that way. And these leaders and these people are exactly the same. They don't want a 47 slide deck presentation. They just want to get to the outcome and fast. The second type is the lyrebird. And the emphasis here isn't on the liar part, but is actually on what lyrebirds do. And that is they're really expressive. They talk a lot. They're energetic. They mimic. If you've ever heard recordings of lyrebirds, go and Google them and look it up. You'll hear that they mimic other birds' cries. They can actually make the sound of a chainsaw or a car alarm. So just like that, people who are lyrebirds are energetic. They like to talk a lot. They're like, let's talk this out. Let's explore. They've got loads of ideas and they just don't process in silence. They like to process out loud. So they're going to say to you, let's bounce these ideas off each other. The third type is, the cute little cuddly koala. These people are calm and grounded, and they're always people focused. They're really warm and fuzzy. They're always thinking, how does that feel? Is everyone around me okay? They're going to pick up on the vibe of the room. They're going to know in their gut if something's off. They're going to know if they trust you or not immediately. They know what's not being said in the room. They're very cluey that way. And the fourth type, lastly, is one that I'm surrounded by where I live here in the bush, is the wombats. These guys are structured and logical and really hyper detail driven. These like to dig their burrows in the ground. They're methodical. They're digging away. They like to work alone in that way. And they're always asking, what's the process? Where's the data? How do you prove that? They want absolute clarity before their move. So here's where it gets interesting. You put an emu, fast-paced, quick thinking on the double, want to go forward, with a wombat. Let's take a considered pace. Tell me more. I want more info. And suddenly it is, why are you so slow? And why are you so reckless? Same goal, different language. And this is the shift that most people miss. You don't need to change who you are. You just need to flex your style in how you communicate so that you're not banging heads. Because influence doesn't come from being the loudest or banging your hand on the table. It comes from being understood and from everyone in the room having their say in their way. So once you understand your own style and how others will think and process, you'll stop taking everything so personally and you'll start communicating strategically. And then everything shifts. You'll get greater trust, greater clarity, and better performance for the whole team. So if you want to know which animal are you, go and visit our website, besideleadersglobal.com, and find out more. Because the moment you understand the difference is the moment communication stops being hard.